Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Pierre, and I work out of the Los Angeles Elite office. And Albert Lau, our executive VP, told us that we should probably put some videos out for training. So today I'm going to cover some basic tips on what to do on the phones, what to say, what not to say, and just to go give you some general information on a general phone script. So guys, the first thing I would say, the number one tip is to memorize and master one script. A lot of us work with many, leaders in FFL, and they all have their each and own phone script that they like to use. But I would suggest just using one and learn and really master that phone script, because number one, it's hard to memorize multiple phone scripts and try and go off of different ones. But number two, you also want to make sure that it sounds natural, and it's much easier to remember one than three or four that all sound good. So the second tip I like to give you guys when it comes to the phone script and dialing on the phones is having a good tone. Now, a lot of people, when they first start, they might sound kind of salesy or like a telemarketer, but our job is pretty much to deliver information, so you have to really slow down when you speak and understand that the people on the other end of this phone are usually seniors and they cannot hear us. So you have to speak very loudly, very clearly, and make sure you're speaking at a pace to which they can understand. So the third tip I like to give you guys is being able to control the conversation. So a lot of times when we call people over the phone and we're dialing, a lot of people will be very quick with us. They'll pretend like they don't know what we're talking about, or they don't remember filling out the form that we're calling them from. But you have to remember that you must always take control of the conversation and keep it in a positive manner, obviously not in a negative way. But make sure you understand, or let your client understand, that you're there to help them, and your job is pretty much to book the appointment from the lead that you're calling them from. So just for an example, hey John, I'm just getting back to you. My name is David. I see that you fill out this form online about getting some life insurance. I'm just your local underwriter to deliver that information. Now, I do see that you gave us information at your address is 123 Main Street. Is that still correct? Now, just that basic intro, whatever intro you decide to use, you want to make sure that you're definitely controlling the conversation and you're not allowing your client on the other end to ask you any questions until you're ready to pose them a question. So pretty much what I was doing is I'm not giving an opportunity to say no before I ask them a question. So your address is still 123 Main Street. Is that still correct? That's a question that I asked them, so they know, like, hey, I'm actually dialing, or I'm calling someone from a lead form that they gave me. So it's not a random call. And then also too, they might put down their favorite hobby. Your favorite hobby is still playing basketball. Is that still correct? And then that you ask a question and you get back into the rest of your phone script. So just remember, guys, when you're going through the phone script, make sure you're taking pauses and you're asking questions when you want your client to respond. And you always must take control of the conversation at all times. Okay, so now we're getting into our fourth point, and that's overcoming objections. And I think this is our biggest hindrance when it comes to the phones. A lot of us are, when we first start, we don't really know what to say or how to say things when people give us certain objections. So I'll go over some common ones with you. The first common one is, hey, I don't remember filling out this form. A good objection to that is, hey man, I honestly don't remember what I ate for breakfast, but my job is to get this information to you. You put your favorite hobby is playing basketball. Is that still correct? Okay, great. That's one way to handle it. We always address the objection and we get back to booking the appointment, getting back into our script. Another common objection is, I've already taken care of it. Now, this is actually a good objection. They say they've taken care of it. Well, I'll say, okay, that's great. I see you've taken care of it, but I understand that I do have your information in front of me, and I know it's important to your family because you wouldn't have filled out this form unless you were serious about protecting your family. Does that sound about right? And they'll say yes, they'll say no. 9 times out of 10, they'll say yes. They're just giving you some type of like a smoke screen objection. It's not real. Another common objection that we'll hear a lot is, let me see, what's a good one? My son will take care of it. My daughter will take care of it. And then another way to look at this or come at them is to say, I definitely understand that your daughter will take care of it. I'm not honestly a rich man, or I would try and take care of my own parents' stuff, but I don't have 30,000 sitting in the bank. I'm not sure if he does or she does, but I definitely wouldn't rely on that. And also too, it's also good to have a personal policy. So if you did pass away, your family wouldn't be stressed or put in a bad situation to come up with a large amount of money at one time. Now, getting back into the overcoming objections, I just want to take a quick break because I wanted to let you guys know that it's important to overcome the objections, but then to also get back into rebooking the appointment. So for example, someone might say, hey, I've already taken care of this. I totally understand. David. My job is pretty much to deliver this information to you and see what programs you do qualify for. Now, are you currently working or retired? I always get back into the phone script after the objection. So I acknowledge it and then I move past it. You never want to acknowledge an objection and actually take it for what it is or take it for face value because it's just a smoke screen like what I said before. So always just acknowledge it and move past it. So I totally get it. You fill out the form already, but I know this is important to your family. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done so. I wouldn't have your information here. Now I'm available at 4 o'clock or 7 o'clock. What time works best for you? So just remember that when you're going through these objections, nothing is real. Everyone will try and get you off the phone. Your job is just to communicate, hey, my job is just to bring this information to you and see what programs you do qualify for. Now, getting into my fifth point, I'm going to go over a full phone script with you. And this is one that I actually use on the phones. This would be for a final expense appointment because I do recommend new agents working with final expense leads when they first start because number one, they're cheap, and number two, you can get thousands of them. They're readily available in Los Angeles County. So here's basically how a final expense script would go. So ring, ring. Hey, David. Hey, David. And by the way, guys, I'm speaking to someone who's over the age of 65, so I'm going to speak slowly, and I'm also going to control the conversation. Hey, David, I'm just getting back to you in regards to the form you filled out about getting some life insurance, the one that you said your favorite hobby was playing tennis. But just to verify the call, you put down your address as 123 Main Street. Is that still correct? And they'll say yes or no. Say, okay, great. So my job is simple. Since there's no doctor's visits or medical exams, I just have to come by and see what programs you do qualify for, ask you a few health questions, and I'll be in and out of your hair. Now, are you currently working or retired? Oh, so you're working. Okay, you're generally home after, you're more 9 to 5, or you're generally home after 5? You're home after 5. Okay, that's good. So I do have availability tomorrow. I'll be helping out several families in your area. Now I have availability at 6 or at 7:30. What time works best for you? 7:30. Okay, great. Now, do you have a pen and paper? I'd like you to take down my information. Okay, you ready? Okay, good. So my name is Pierre. My state license number is 123456, and I will have my state ID on me, and I also have my state license with me, so you can verify who I am when I come to the door. Now, is there any reason why you wouldn't be able to make the appointment tomorrow at 7:30? No, there's not. Okay, so great. I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30. And once again, my name is Pierre. So just that basic example of a phone script. I mean, I know a lot of us, there's so many variations to it, but the number one thing is just to make sure you control the conversation and to make sure that you're dead on to the point. People know what you're coming over for. Number one, they know why you're calling. And number two, why you need to come over. That's the biggest thing in the phone script. I honestly believe that a lot of us that are working brand new agents, they're having hard times with the phone scripts because they are speaking too fast. They're not speaking slow enough to really, the client on the other end of the phone can understand the reason why they're calling. And that's the biggest thing. So that's the basic 5 points I wanted to give you guys. Mind you, there are a ton of phone scripts out there that are good. They all work. I've done several variations of them. And I hope this training has helped you guys, and I hope you have a great day.